All right, I'm Laura Thorson. I'm the staff accountant here. Before I was at One Energy, I worked at a boutique hotel in Orange, Virginia. And in one word, my climb to the top has probably been kismet. I've sort of been all over the board. I have a degree in English literature. I worked as a marketing director, head of the wine shop for a data conversion company with a tax accountant's office. I was a restaurant manager. I got named to the director of finance, and my boyfriend got offered a job here in Findlay, and so we packed up and moved to Findlay. In a nutshell. We moved to Findlay in February of 2019, and I did not have a job when I came up here, and I came across a temp agency, and I started working at the temp agency, and this was the first assignment they sent me on. One Energy was actually the first person that was willing to interview me for an accounting position because I did not have an accounting degree. Although I had 25 years experience in accounting, nobody would talk to me because I didn't have a degree. And One Energy was the first company to talk to me. I came in, interviewed, and they called me back, but before then I had never heard of One Energy, didn't know anything about it. At my interview, I thought this was the coolest place to work, and I wanted to work here so badly. It was just so laid back, and with the kitchen and the weight room and just people saying hello to you whenever you walked past them, and the library, and it was just the coolest place I'd ever seen. So I was hired as a temp, and it was just supposed to be a temp assignment. So, and one of the things about the culture is that nobody had any idea that I was a temp. I immediately was like I was part of the family, even though I actually didn't work for One Energy. One Energy's accounting is very different, just because it's not something I've ever dealt with before. We actually have multiple entities, and each one is a separate company. But the way that our entities interact with each other is also very specific, that some entities do not have any interaction with other entities. So you have to make sure that everything is going the right way and the right companies are connecting. And that, to me, in the beginning was very challenging. Oh, it's definitely a challenge in a good way. Well, one of the things that I really love about One Energy, besides all that, is One Energy, I think, pushes you to do the best you can and to sort of go outside of your safety zone. And I think that's very important, and it definitely keeps you interested in your work. They encourage us to get different education, to take classes that we want to take, to develop how we want to develop, and I think that's very important. Like, I am about to take a 40-hour Excel class because I want to get better at Excel. And it's not maybe necessary for what I'm doing exactly right now in my position, but it's definitely something that can be used in my position. So I like that they're willing to support me in that. Knowing that what we do here is actually making a difference, I think that's the most rewarding part for me, is that I feel like that I'm able to contribute somehow to something much bigger than I am. And that I think is really cool. If we didn't pay the bills, we wouldn't be able to do any of this. For me, it's just making sure that the vendors stay happy. If we have happy vendors, then we have vendors that are willing to do things for us. A lot of the vendors that we use are local, and I think it's very important to stay current with the vendors and keep them happy, because they're also going to be the ones that are talking to their friends about us. And that also affects the way people view us in the community. I mean, kismet is just like everything has fallen into place for me. Like, I was meant to be here, and like even when I first walked in, it's like I was fitting into a spot where I was meant to be. I feel like I've worked really hard to get where I am, and I've done a lot of different things, and I love being here, and this has been the best job I've ever had. So I feel like I deserve to be where I am. My mother says it's in my blood. My mother was a bookkeeper and is a bookkeeper still. And so it was conversation around the dinner table, talking about, people's finances. So